My name is John Georges. Pretty much two things. Structural welder, also own two businesses, lower league, semi-professional soccer team, and also a security service contractor for electronic security. Well, when I first seen the Harbour Club, I'm online, I'm looking for everything, trying to see what's going to take me to the next step, what's the next level, and seeing that Jeremy was teaching a topic that's not really taught everywhere, that it's not too accessible. So, and I immediately looked him up, tried to get some information on him, try to figure out, is this guy reputable, and is what he's teaching works? Does what he's teaching, does it work? And I found out that there's only one way to find out, and it's to come out to the Harbour Club events, and I'm here. Well, I've already seen a few things I'm gonna apply right off. Financing, my last business, the security business, it pretty much had to rebuild it from the ground up again. I had took a hiatus at one point in time. I took about a year off, and when I came back, my business was in shambles. Mostly, it was partly because the financial house wasn't in order. So here I'm learning how to put my financial house in order and keep it in order so I can walk away from the business and come back and it's more profitable. Second thing I'm going to be implementing, I've already got a list of targeted competitors that can now also I can put together in my company where I need more strength and what I'm working on. Well, for me, Jeremy gives a lot of, I guess, codes, and he gives a lot of tips, pointers, just a lot of information. The notes are well taken, and I have a copy of them. I'll be reviewing them, but mostly it's his delivery style, his honesty, and his candidness. And also, Jeremy has on-the-ground experience. He's not just someone who has spent most of his time in academia, who's reading books and is giving me like the information that he's read. He's actually done a lot of the things he's saying, and if not, he's done everything that he's saying. So these are tips and tricks that work in real life. So I think that's what really stands out to me the most, because sometimes you go to some meetings or certain seminars and the theory is good, but it would never work in real life. But here, what Jeremy teaches, it's working every day. That's another thing that was most important to me. Coming here to the Harbour Club, I'm finding like-minded people who think and behave just like me. One of the hardest things when you're when you're taking a journey like this is finding people that could be running mates, partners, and colleagues, because I believe we're really a minority, but here in Miami, in this one event, we're all here congregating, we're helping each other, we're team building, advice, tips. I've also for my own company, I have 2 orders already here. So it's also a good place to make more business and also to learn here. Well, I've been playing soccer since 7 years old. I've been playing for over 20 years. Took my high school in Maryland. In that point in time, the furthest they've ever been to the state championships. We got robbed, so we weren't able to come home and take the championship back to our city. However, we definitely had performed very well in that competition, and that motivated other generations to come by and take it further than we did. I went on to play college soccer, and now, and never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I'd be an owner of a professional sports team in the American Soccer League, to be able to offer youth and also amateur players a chance to play professionally. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, business and sports, we see the similarities everywhere. Soccer here in the United States is starting to change. It's a growing sport. So with growing, there's also going to be growing pains, and some businesses may need a consultant to help them advance. And here in the Harbour Club, I'm learning how I can be a consultant to also help other sport teams and franchises to be more profitable so they can continue in their marketplace. And also, I can possibly acquire some of these sport teams and to make the soccer in the United States just as big as it is in Europe, South America, or anywhere else around the world. Yeah, at this moment, I'm only going to work with Harbour Club members. You know, if you didn't go to the Harbour Club, I got to really examine you, vet you, and take you through a process to really understand what type of business mentality or strategies or system that you're using. But here, everyone at the Harbour Club, it's almost like a wireless mind. We're all thinking the same thing, and that's how we can make the business profitable, make our clients profitable. One sentence? Okay. The Harbour Club is a power mind, is a mastermind power networking group for business entrepreneurs, owners, executives, and also consultants. Yeah. Thank you.
You shared your experience.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to.
Just was trying to be honest and let everything flow from like the top of my head. So none of these questions, I didn't have no written responses for them. So they were all like from the heart. So I just kind of like freestyled them and just thought about them for a second and just put the first thing that came out.
What do you feel like the next Harbour Club event?
Boston, possibly, maybe. It depends.
Come to Boston, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to come to Boston because that's not too far. I used to live in New York, so it's not too far from New York. And just like I said, this networking event is so important, and we're doing these networking groups where here in the United States, you guys just started coming over here. So if I can have an early foot in the door and get to know other members and the network, it's just ultimately going to be better for me. You know, I don't want to lose the connections or the connection to the Harbour Club or the group that I've starting to build. Besides that, then you're pretty much going to like a networking meeting, like at like a meet me or a group or like the online. And these meetings are where everyone's sharing their card. They really don't care about what kind of business you do. They just want to talk about what they do and share their card. So it's not really like a networking business where we're helping each other. And that's not what the Harbour Club here. Everyone here is trying to help each other, trying to figure out how can we JV, how can we, who's good at what, forming a team. So I'm trying to continue forming my team like how they suggested to form a team. And I'd pretty much like to stick with Harbour members, Harbour group people, Someone on the outside, I could possibly work with them, but they would have to be a professional and understand what we're trying to do.
A lot of people, like let's say you have like expertise in sports, somebody else wants to open a gym, somebody else is
Exactly.
particular in like accounting or look. And so a bunch of people come together.
That's what I'm looking to do, and then we all have like the same strategy, so we're on the same page. Like you got a lot of, like he said, lawyers, they're trying to bill you for hours. So if I get a lawyer, I'm trying to get a deal done, he's trying to bill me for hours, we're both going in the opposite direction. And then I get a bill from a lawyer for like $5,000. I'm like, what is this for? I'm like, bro, I gave you one job to do. That was just to make one contract. How am I now paying $5,000? So this is the things that business is easy. It's just people that make it hard, And I haven't had like one bad experience here at the Harbour Club. Everyone's conversing, and everyone's on the same page. So if I give you like a job to do for like photography, you're gonna give me like the best possible job to help my business to grow. So it's not. I feel like there's no. Everyone has a mission, even in the company. Everyone has their own mission, but there's no like ulterior motive going on. A lot of times in business, you want one thing, someone else wants another thing, and that it'd be your own team sometimes that stops you from moving forward, bro. So not in the Harbour Club, bro. I haven't seen that at all. I think that's the biggest thing, is having the connections and the network. Like, if I can call you for a job to do photography, I fly you in, get you as much food as you want, battery charger for your Tinder, or have someone waiting for you so that way you don't even have to do that. Then now you can post as many pictures as you want, people can see your work, and they can call you for other jobs. And, I know what kind of work you deliver. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay, thanks.